The wild is a place of breathtaking beauty, where golden sunlight spills across endless grasslands and the air hums with the quiet energy of life. Yet beneath this tranquil surface, a silent war unfolds, a relentless struggle for survival that shapes every moment, every movement, and every heartbeat. Here, there are no alliances, no treaties, only the raw, instinctual drive to endure. Each creature, from the smallest insect to the mightiest beast, is both a warrior and a survivor, guided by ancient instincts honed over countless generations. The tiniest beetle scurries beneath the grass, seeking shelter from sharp-eyed birds above. Elephants march in silent procession, their massive forms casting long shadows, while predators and prey share the same frame, locked in a delicate balance of fear and opportunity. Every chase, every hunt, is a test of skill and will. The lioness, muscles rippling beneath her tawny coat, stalks the gazelle with patience and precision, her every step calculated to close the distance without a sound. When predator and prey finally collide, the savannah erupts in a burst of energy. Hooves pounding, claws slashing, horns locking in a desperate contest where only the strongest, the fastest, or the most cunning will prevail. Each animal is armed with its own arsenal, the razor-sharp claws of the hunter, the formidable horns of the buffalo, the silent coils of the python. These are the tools of survival, forged by the demands of the wild. Some creatures rely on sheer power. Buffaloes charge with unstoppable force. Elephants wield their trunks and tusks like living, battering rams, scattering would-be attackers with a single sweep. Others are built for speed and agility. The cheetah, a blur of muscle and grace, explodes across the plains in pursuit of the nimble impala, while gazelles leap and twist, dancing with death in a game of split-second decisions. Some, like the cobra, wield venom as their weapon, striking with lightning speed, their bite delivering a silent, invisible blow that can bring down even the most vigilant prey. And then there are those who defend rather than attack, creatures who have turned their bodies into living fortresses. The pangolin curls into an armored ball, the tortoise withdraws into its shell, and the armadillo rolls away from danger, each a testament to the power of patience and resilience. Every adaptation, every behavior is a page in the story of survival. The watchful gaze of a prey animal, the subtle shift of a predator's body, the tension in the air before a chase, these are the silent signals of the wild's ongoing war. Sometimes the most unexpected battles unfold. A massive buffalo, towering and powerful, faces the silent, suffocating embrace of a giant python. What seems like a mismatch is, in truth, a contest of strength, endurance, and willpower. Across continents and climates, these struggles play out in endless variety. From the icy tundra to the dense jungle, every ecosystem is a stage for the drama of life and death. Each confrontation is a story of risk and reward, of strategies tested and instincts sharpened. The lion's ambush, the python's constriction, the buffalo's charge. Each move is a gamble with the highest stakes. Witness the python's coils tightening around a buffalo, muscles rippling beneath patterned scales as the buffalo thrashes in a desperate bid for freedom. The outcome is uncertain until the very last moment. Or see the porcupine, bristling with quills, standing defiant before a cobra. Each quill is a warning, a shield against the venomous strike, and the cobra must weigh its hunger against the risk of injury. These encounters are the result of millions of years of evolution, nature's endless experiment, where only the most adaptable survive. Every defense, every weapon, every behavior is a masterpiece of design, tested in the crucible of the wild. The outcome of these battles ripples through the ecosystem. A successful hunt feeds not just the predator, but scavengers and opportunists, vultures circling above, hyenas waiting in the shadows, all part of the intricate web of life. For the survivors, victory means another day to protect their young, to nurture the next generation, to pass on the lessons of survival written in every scar and every triumph. In this world, the rules are simple and absolute. Succeed, and you live. Fail, and you become sustenance for another. Every day is a new chapter in the endless saga of the wild. Step into the heart of this unseen war, where every creature is both hunter and hunted, and every moment is a battle for survival. Witness the strategies, the courage, and the raw power that define life on our wild planet. In the heart of the savannah, patience and power are the currencies of survival. Here every movement is calculated, every pause deliberate. The African rock python, a true giant among serpents, embodies these qualities with unmatched precision. Growing to lengths of over 5 meters, the African rock python is the largest snake on the continent. Its size alone is a testament to its dominance, but its true mastery lies in its ability to wait, to blend seamlessly into its surroundings, and to strike with overwhelming force. Unlike many predators, the python does not rely on venom. Its weapon is pure, unyielding muscle that ripples beneath thick, patterned skin, ready to unleash explosive power at a moment's notice. Its skin, a mosaic of brown and olive blotches, is not just beautiful, it is functional. This camouflage allows the python to disappear among reeds and mud, becoming a silent observer in the theatre of the watering hole. The python's patience is legendary. It can remain motionless for hours, even days. Its senses are tuned to the faintest vibrations in the earth, the subtlest shifts in the air. Every heartbeat is measured, every breath conserved. This stillness is not idleness, it is strategy. The python knows that in the savannah, energy is precious. It waits poised, every muscle coiled and ready, conserving strength for the single decisive moment when patience transforms into power. The stage is set at a murky swamp, a lifeline in the harsh sun. Here the drama of survival unfolds daily as animals gather to drink, each one aware of the risks that lurk in the shadows. A herd of African buffalo approaches, their massive bodies moving as one. Their curved horns are not just for show. They are weapons, and their unity is their greatest defense. Each step is cautious, each glance a silent communication within the group. The buffalo pause, their bodies tense, nostrils flaring as they test the air. Their eyes scan the water's edge, searching for the slightest ripple, the faintest sign of danger. Instinct and experience guide their every move. Tall grasses and muddy banks conceal many threats. The buffalo hesitate, their bodies angled defensively, ready to bolt at the first sign of trouble. Their survival depends on reading the landscape, on interpreting the subtle cues that signal the presence of a predator. As the herd drinks, their ears twitch and their eyes dart, never resting for long. The tension is palpable. Every animal is alert, every sense heightened. The smallest sound, the slightest movement, can trigger a stampede. A young buffalo, emboldened by thirst, strays just a little from the group. Its inexperience shows in its relaxed posture, its lack of vigilance. It dips its head to drink, oblivious to the silent watcher beneath the surface. In an instant, the calm is shattered. The water erupts in a violent spray, a signal that the python's patience has reached its end. The python launches itself in a blur of motion, its body a whip of muscle and intent. This is the moment it has waited for, the culmination of hours of stillness. The serpent's first move is tactical. It aims not for the head, but for the legs, seeking to anchor its prey and prevent escape. Its jaws clamp down with backward curving teeth, locking onto the buffalo's limb. The grip is secure, designed to hold fast against even the most desperate struggle. Instinctively, the python begins to coil, its body wrapping tighter and tighter around the buffalo. Each loop is a calculated move, each squeeze a test of strength and resolve. The sudden attack sends shockwaves through the herd. Buffalo scatter in all directions, their unity momentarily broken by panic and confusion. The ground trembles as the herd stampedes, their instinct for self-preservation overriding the bonds of the group. Dust rises, hooves thunder, and the air is filled with the sound of fleeing giants. In the chaos, the battle between buffalo and python intensifies. The water churns as strength meets strength, patience meets panic. The buffalo thrashes, its muscles straining, its will to survive ignited. Every movement is a display of raw power, a desperate attempt to break free. It bucks and pulls, dragging the python towards land, hoping to use solid ground to its advantage. But the python is relentless, its grip unyielding. The python counters by using the water's resistance, leveraging its own weight and the drag of the swamp to sap the buffalo's strength. With every frantic movement, the coils tighten. The python's patience is now replaced by methodical, crushing power. The struggle becomes a test of endurance. The buffalo's stamina is pitted against the python's inexorable constriction, each animal pushing its limits in a silent contest of wills. Slowly, deliberately, the python wraps more of its body around the buffalo's torso and neck. Each movement is precise, each squeeze calculated, as the ancient dance of patience and power plays out in the heart of the savannah. The hunt of a python is a silent ballet of patience, perception, and precision. Every movement, every pause is calculated to maximize efficiency and minimize risk. Unlike many predators that rely on speed or brute force, the python is a master of stillness. It selects a location with care, often a game trail or a watering hole where animals frequently pass. Here it becomes a living shadow, blending seamlessly into the landscape with its intricate patterns and muted colors. The python's camouflage is not just visual. Its scales are textured to break up its outline, and it can remain utterly motionless for hours, days, or even weeks, waiting for the perfect opportunity. But the python's senses are its true secret weapons. It detects the world in ways invisible to most creatures. Flicking its tongue, it samples the air, drawing scent particles into a specialized organ called the Jacobson's organ. This allows the python to taste the presence of potential prey long before it comes into view. The python is also acutely sensitive to vibrations. It can feel the faintest tremors in the ground, signaling the approach of hooves or paws. Some species possess heat-sensing pits along their jaws, enabling them to detect the body heat of warm-blooded animals, even in total darkness. When prey draws near, the python's body tenses, muscles coiling beneath its skin. It remains perfectly still, eyes unblinking, tracking every movement with a predator's focus. Its slow metabolism means it can afford to wait, conserving energy until the moment is right. As the unsuspecting animal steps within range, the python's patience transforms into explosive action. In a fraction of a second, it launches its head forward, propelled by powerful muscles in the front third of its body. The strike is a blur, swift, silent, and deadly accurate. The python's jaws are marvels of evolution. Unlike most animals, its lower jaws are not fused at the chin but are connected by stretchy ligaments, allowing them to open impossibly wide. This flexibility is crucial for what comes next. Its teeth are small, razor-sharp, and curve backward like tiny hooks. They are not meant for chewing, but for gripping, sinking deep into the prey's flesh and anchoring it firmly in place. With its grip secure, the python's true power is revealed. It throws its muscular coils around the animal in a lightning-fast embrace. This is constriction, a technique as ancient as the python itself. Each time the prey exhales, the python senses the subtle slackening of its chest and tightens its coils just a bit more. This relentless pressure prevents the animal from drawing another breath, while also halting blood flow to the brain and vital organs. Unconsciousness and death come swiftly, often within minutes. Once the struggle ceases, the python faces its final challenge, swallowing its meal whole. Its jaws stretch impossibly wide, and it walks its mouth over the prey, moving each side independently in a slow, methodical process. The python's skin and body are astonishingly elastic. expanding to accommodate even the largest of meals. A feast like a buffalo can take hours to consume, and the bulge may remain visible for weeks. After feeding, the python seeks a secluded spot to rest and digest. During this vulnerable period, it lies motionless, relying on its camouflage and the energy from its massive meal to sustain it for months to come. In the wild, the python's hunt is a testament to the power of patience, sensory mastery, and evolutionary perfection, an ancient predator thriving through silence and skill. Across the vast and varied landscapes of Africa and Asia, nature has shaped a remarkable array of animal defenses, each a testament to the relentless pressures of survival. Among these, one rodent stands out for its extraordinary adaptation: the porcupine, a living fortress of spines. Porcupines, like many animals, have evolved to be primarily nocturnal, venturing out under the cover of darkness to forage and explore while avoiding the heat and many predators of the day. During daylight hours, they rest in burrows, sometimes ones they dig themselves, other times taking over abandoned dens, using the earth as a shield against both the elements and would-be attackers. Unlike predators that rely on speed or strength, the porcupine is not naturally aggressive. Its first response to danger is to retreat, relying on caution and its formidable defenses rather than confrontation. The secret to its survival lies in its unique coat. Beneath a layer of coarse hair, the porcupine is armed with a dense array of quills, each one a modified hair transformed by evolution into a stiff, sharp spine. These quills are not just simple hairs, but highly specialized structures. Over millions of years, natural selection has favored porcupines with longer, sharper, and more numerous quills, creating an almost impenetrable suit of armor. When threatened, the porcupine's quills stand erect, transforming the animal into a bristling, intimidating presence. This display is often enough to deter even the most determined predators. Contrary to popular myth, porcupines cannot shoot their quills. Instead, the quills are loosely attached and detach easily upon contact, embedding themselves in the flesh of any attacker. This adaptation is not unique to porcupines. Across the animal kingdom, spines and quills have evolved independently in many species, from hedgehogs to sea urchins, each serving as a powerful deterrent against predation. When a porcupine senses danger, it often turns its back to the threat, presenting its most heavily armored side. The raised quills make the animal appear larger and more formidable, a classic example of defensive mimicry. Some species have evolved hollow quills at the tail, which they rattle to produce a warning sound, a clear signal to any would-be attacker that danger lies ahead. This defensive posture is a universal language in the wild, a warning that is often heeded, but if a predator ignores it, the porcupine is ready to escalate. In a final act of defense, the porcupine may charge backward, driving its quills deep into the attacker. This sudden, forceful movement is a last resort, but it is devastatingly effective. The quills themselves are barbed at the tip, much like a fishhook. Once embedded, they are extremely difficult and painful to remove, often working deeper into the flesh with every movement. This ingenious adaptation can lead to severe pain, infection, and sometimes even death for the attacker, especially if the quills puncture vital organs or prevent the animal from hunting or eating. Over generations, predators have learned to respect the porcupine's defenses. Even the most powerful hunters, lions, leopards, and hyenas, often hesitate, knowing the cost of a failed attack. Painful encounters have taught them that the risk of injury far outweighs the reward of a meal, and so the porcupine is left to roam with relative safety. The evolution of spines and quills is a powerful example of how animals adapt to survive. Whether in the form of a hedgehog's bristles, a sea urchin's spines, or the porcupine's quills, these structures have evolved independently in response to similar threats, a phenomenon known as convergent evolution. In the wild, where danger lurks at every turn, the porcupine's fortress of spines is a masterstroke of natural engineering, proving that sometimes the best way to survive is not to fight, but to be simply untouchable. In the wild, the cobra stands as a symbol of both lethal efficiency and evolutionary mastery. These snakes, found across Africa and Asia, are renowned for their iconic defensive display, rising up and spreading a hood of skin and muscle around their neck. This visual warning is a product of millions of years of evolution, designed to deter would-be predators and competitors. The hooded posture signals the presence of potent weaponry, a clear message to any animal that might threaten or challenge the cobra. Cobras belong to the elapid family, a lineage of snakes that have evolved highly specialized fangs and venom glands. Their venom is primarily neurotoxic, targeting the nervous systems of their prey and adversaries. Neurotoxins disrupt the transmission of electrical signals between nerves and muscles, leading to rapid paralysis. This mechanism ensures that prey cannot escape, and predators are quickly neutralized. The effects are swift and devastating: paralysis, respiratory failure, and ultimately death. Such efficiency in subduing prey is a significant evolutionary advantage, reducing the risk of injury during the hunt. The cobra's fangs are short and fixed at the front of the mouth, perfectly adapted for rapid, precise strikes. This design allows for a quick injection of venom, minimizing the time spent in close proximity to struggling prey. Among cobras, the king cobra stands supreme. Its size and intelligence make it a formidable predator, and its venom is delivered in large quantities, amplifying its effectiveness. As the world's longest venomous snake, the king cobra can reach lengths of up to 5.5 meters, allowing it to tackle larger prey and defend itself against formidable opponents. The king cobra's hunting strategy is a blend of patience, intelligence, and precision. It carefully tracks its prey, often other snakes, using acute senses to detect movement and scent. Specializing in hunting other serpents, the king cobra's diet gives it a unique ecological niche. Its scientific name, Ophiophagus hanna, reflects this specialization. The king cobra stalks its prey with patience, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Its attack is calculated, ensuring maximum effectiveness with minimal effort. A single bite delivers a massive dose of venom, overwhelming even large venomous snakes. This rapid incapacitation is crucial for survival in the competitive world of predators. Cobras rely on stealth and speed rather than brute force. Their approach is silent, their movements calculated to avoid detection until the final moment. Unlike pythons, which use constriction to subdue prey, cobras depend entirely on the power of their venom. A single decisive bite is all it takes. The precision of this attack is the result of finely tuned sensory and muscular systems. Using a highly sensitive tongue, the cobra detects chemical cues in the environment, following scent trails left by potential prey, ranging from rodents and lizards to birds and other snakes. Its body glides low and silently through the grass, reducing its profile and avoiding detection. When within range, the cobra strikes with astonishing speed, delivering venom and often releasing immediately to avoid retaliation. The neurotoxin takes effect as the cobra waits at a safe distance, ensuring the prey is immobilized before it is consumed whole. Cobras also display complex behaviors during mating season, with intricate rituals and displays that reflect their evolutionary adaptations. Males engage in ritualized combat dances, intertwining and wrestling to establish dominance and secure the opportunity to mate. The king cobra is unique among snakes for its nest-building behavior. The female gathers leaves and debris, constructing a protective mound for her eggs, which she guards with unwavering vigilance. This rare display of parental care further enhances the survival of the next generation, showcasing the intricate balance of venom, precision, and behavior that defines these remarkable reptiles. When a hunter as deadly as a cobra meets a defender as well armed as a porcupine, the savannah becomes a stage for a dramatic, tactical showdown. These encounters are rare, but when they do occur, they are a masterclass in animal strategy and survival. Picture a king cobra, a supreme predator, gliding through the undergrowth at dusk. Its senses are heightened, tongue flicking, searching for prey. The cobra is used to dominating other snakes, but tonight it stumbles upon a porcupine. The cobra pauses, tongue flicking rapidly, picking up the scent of the foraging rodent. It assesses the situation, calculating its approach. The porcupine, meanwhile, is focused on digging for roots and bark, unaware of the danger slithering closer. The cobra, mistaking the porcupine for easy prey, begins its approach. Its body coils, ready to strike, but it is cautious. This is no ordinary meal. The confrontation begins. The cobra raises its hood, displaying its fangs, while the porcupine senses the threat and bristles, quills standing on end. This is a battle of venom versus armor. The porcupine freezes, muscles tensed, every sense alert. It knows that running could expose its vulnerable underside. Instead of fleeing, the porcupine stands its ground, relying on its formidable defense. It turns its back to the cobra, quills fully erect, creating a wall of needle-sharp spines. This is its primary tactic. Make itself as unapproachable as possible. The porcupine shakes its tail, producing a rattling warning. This sound is a clear message. Come closer at your own risk. The cobra, undeterred, rises higher, hood flared, swaying to intimidate. It studies the porcupine, looking for any sign of weakness. But all it sees is a fortress of quills. A direct attack would be disastrous. If the cobra strikes the porcupine's back, its mouth and face could be impaled by dozens of barbed quills. Many snakes have died slow, painful deaths from such wounds, unable to eat or hunt as infection sets in. The cobra hesitates, intelligence and instinct warring within. It knows the risk is immense. The snake tries to maneuver, seeking an angle to strike at the porcupine's softer underside or face. This is the only way it could hope to win. It circles, moving in an arc, searching for an opening. The porcupine pivots, always keeping its rear and quills between itself and the snake. The porcupine's agility is surprising. It spins, counters every move, never letting the cobra get behind or beneath it. The cobra feints, lunging forward but stopping short, testing the porcupine's resolve. The rodent stands firm, quills bristling, refusing to yield. The porcupine's confidence grows. It knows its defense is nearly impenetrable. Minutes pass in a tense standoff. Neither animal moves, each waiting for the other to make a mistake. This is a battle of patience as much as power. In most encounters, the outcome is a stalemate. The cobra, unable to find a safe opening, is forced to reconsider. The predator weighs the cost. A single mistake could mean death. Reluctantly, the cobra begins to retreat, its hunger unsatisfied. The memory of the porcupine's quills will linger, a lesson learned in the harsh school of the savannah. With a final wary glance, the cobra lowers its hood and slips away into the shadows, leaving the porcupine victorious. The porcupine resumes foraging, its defensive strategy proven once again. These encounters shape the balance of the ecosystem. Cobras learn to avoid porcupines, and porcupines thrive, their passive defense influencing predator behavior and maintaining the delicate equilibrium of the savannah. The savannah is a vast arena, alive with a tapestry of dramatic encounters, each a testament to the relentless struggle for survival. Here, every day brings a new contest of strength, speed, cunning, and resilience. One of the most iconic showdowns unfolds at the riverbanks, where massive herds of wildebeest risk everything to cross crocodile-infested waters. As the herd surges forward, crocodiles lie in wait, launching explosive ambushes that turn the crossing into a desperate race for life. On the open plains, the cheetah's lightning-fast pursuit of gazelle is a breathtaking display of speed and agility. The gazelle zigzags and leaps, pushing its reflexes to the limit, while the cheetah must time its sprint perfectly. One misstep, and the hunt is lost. Not far away, packs of hyenas and wild dogs clash over fresh kills. Their confrontations are noisy and chaotic, with snarls, yelps, and swirling dust as each side vies for dominance and a share of the spoils. In the shadow of acacia trees, elephants form protective circles around their calves when lions approach. The matriarch leads the defense, trumpeting and charging, while the pride tests the herd's resolve, searching for any sign of weakness. High in the branches, baboon troops mob leopards, barking and lunging to drive the stealthy predator away from their young. The leopard, outnumbered and harassed, often retreats to avoid injury. On the ground, the fearless honey badger faces off with venomous cobras. With thick skin and relentless tenacity, the badger weaves and strikes, often emerging victorious from these deadly duels. Even giraffes engage in fierce battles, swinging their long necks like sledgehammers in contests for dominance. The impact echoes across the plains, and only the strongest prevail. In muddy rivers, hippos clash with each other in brutal displays of power, their massive jaws capable of inflicting devastating wounds. These territorial battles determine who controls the precious water. Ostriches, too, defend their nests with surprising ferocity, chasing off jackals and other would-be egg thieves with powerful kicks and flared wings. Mongoose bands coordinate attacks on deadly puff adders, using teamwork and agility to overwhelm the snake and secure a meal. Warthogs, though often prey, can turn the tables, charging at cheetahs or wild dogs with sharp tusks, forcing predators to retreat. Zebras, with their powerful kicks, defend themselves and their foals from wild dogs, sending attackers tumbling with a well-placed blow. Above, vultures and jackals squabble over carcasses, each determined to claim the largest share, while marabou storks and eagles swoop in to snatch scraps. Servals leap high into the air to snatch fleeing rodents, while caracoles pounce on unsuspecting birds, their movements a blur of precision. At the river's edge, crocodiles ambush antelope, their stealth and patience rewarded in a sudden, violent strike. Even the smallest creatures are locked in struggle. Termites defend their mounds from aardvarks, and bush babies leap away from swooping owls in the night. In the tangled grass, snakes battle for territory, while pangolins curl into armored balls to thwart curious hyenas. Monitor lizards raid crocodile nests, risking the wrath of returning mothers, and African harrier hawks brave the mobbing of weaver birds to snatch eggs from their nests. The savannah is a living mosaic of conflict and cooperation, where every animal, from the mightiest elephant to the tiniest insect, must fight for its place in the sun. Each of these encounters, from the thunderous charge of buffalo to the nimble dance of the road runner, reveals a different facet of the complex and brutal art of survival. In the wild heart of the savannah, every day is a new showdown, and only the most adaptable endure. In the vast expanse of the savannah, every animal's existence is shaped by a complex web of instincts, learned behaviors, and remarkable adaptations. Survival here is not just about brute strength or speed. It's about making the right choices moment by moment in a world where risk and reward are in constant tension. Energy management is at the heart of every survival strategy. Herbivores must balance the need to graze in open areas where food is plentiful but danger is ever present, with the safety of cover where food is scarce but predators are less likely to strike. For predators, every chase is a calculated risk. A failed hunt means wasted energy, and repeated failures can lead to starvation. Instincts drive them to stalk, ambush, and select the most vulnerable targets. But experience teaches them when to give up and conserve strength for another opportunity. Injuries are a constant threat. An animal that is wounded, whether predator or prey, faces a steep decline in its chances of survival. Instincts urge caution, but learned behaviors such as seeking out medicinal plants or mud wallows can help some animals recover. Predators instinctively target the young, the old, the sick, or the isolated. These individuals are less likely to escape and less likely to fight back, making them the most efficient choice for a successful hunt. This strategy, honed by generations of trial and error, maximizes the chance of a kill while minimizing risk and energy expenditure. Lions, for example, have learned to avoid the largest, strongest buffalo, focusing instead on those less likely to inflict injury. Prey animals, too, have developed both instinctive and learned defenses. Herding together is an ancient instinct, but within the herd, individuals learn to recognize alarm calls, warning signals, and the subtle cues of approaching danger. Vigilance is the first line of defense. Many eyes and ears increase the chances of spotting a predator before it strikes. Safety in numbers is a powerful adaptation. When danger is near, herds tighten, and individuals on the edge are most at risk, an instinct reinforced by generations of survival. Camouflage is another vital strategy. Some animals, like chameleons and stick insects, rely on their ability to blend seamlessly into their surroundings, avoiding detection altogether. When confrontation is unavoidable, each species relies on its unique adaptations. Some freeze, hoping to go unnoticed. Others display warning colors or threatening postures to deter attackers. A gazelle's instinct is to flee at the first sign of danger, using speed and agility to escape. A tortoise withdraws into its shell, while a porcupine bristles its quills, making itself a dangerous target. The decision to fight or flee is often instantaneous, guided by instinct but refined by experience. Young animals learn from their elders, observing which strategies work and which lead to disaster. Fleeing is usually the safest option for prey, but sometimes standing together and facing the threat is the only way to survive. When cornered or defending their young, even the most peaceful animals can become fierce opponents, using horns, hooves, or sheer determination to protect their own. Maternal instincts are among the strongest in the animal kingdom. A mother's drive to protect her offspring can make her one of the most formidable creatures on the savannah. Predators, too, are guided by a blend of instinct and learned behavior. A python, for example, waits patiently for hours, perfectly still, before launching a lightning-fast attack. Once it strikes, the python's instinct is to hold on, constricting with relentless force. This commitment is total. There is no turning back. The energy invested in such a hunt is immense, and the python's survival depends on seeing it through to the end. A successful kill means a meal that can sustain the snake for months, a reward that justifies the risk and effort. These strategies, whether instinctive or learned, are the result of countless generations adapting to the challenges of the savannah. Every behavior, every adaptation is a testament to the relentless pressure of natural selection. The lion that ignored its instincts and attacked unwisely did not survive to teach its lessons to the next generation. The porcupine that failed to defend itself became a warning for others, its fate reinforcing the importance of instinctive defense. The animals that thrive are those whose instincts, learned behaviors, and physical adaptations are best matched to their environment. Every creature on the savannah today is the product of this ongoing struggle, a living legacy of ancestors who adapted, learned, and survived in one of the world's most challenging environments. The dramatic battles that unfold in the wild are far more than displays of raw power and survival. They are the heartbeat of the ecosystem, shaping the very fabric of life across the savannah and beyond. Every confrontation, every chase, and every struggle between predator and prey is a vital process that maintains the health and balance of the natural world. The ongoing cycle of predator and prey is the driving force behind natural selection, constantly refining and strengthening each species. When a python targets a buffalo, or a lion pride brings down a zebra, they often focus on the individuals that are weaker, injured, or less alert. These animals may be slower or distracted, making them more vulnerable. This process, while harsh, ensures that only the strongest and most adaptable members of the prey species survive and reproduce, passing on their robust genes to the next generation and gradually strengthening the entire population. Over time, this natural selection leads to healthier, more resilient herds that are better equipped to face the challenges of their environment. These encounters also play a crucial role in regulating animal populations, preventing any one species from overwhelming the ecosystem. Without the presence of predators, herbivore populations such as buffalo, deer, and antelope could multiply unchecked, leading to overgrazing and the depletion of vital vegetation. As the plants disappear, the land becomes barren, unable to support the needs of the animals that depend on it. This destruction of habitat affects not only the herbivores themselves, but also countless other species that share the same environment. Predators serve as a natural control, keeping herbivore numbers in check and preventing the collapse of the ecosystem. This balance allows the environment to support a wide variety of life, from the smallest insects to the largest mammals. The stability of the ecosystem depends on this delicate equilibrium where every species has a role to play. From the lush plants carpeting the savanna floor, to the insects and birds that thrive among the grasses, and the mammals that depend on this rich tapestry of life. The outcomes of these battles send ripples through the food web, affecting every link in the chain. A successful hunt provides a vital source of nourishment, not only for the predator, but for a host of scavengers, vultures, hyenas, and jackals who act as nature's cleanup crew. These scavengers move in after the main predator has finished, consuming the remains and ensuring that every part of the animal is used. This recycling of nutrients is essential for the ecosystem, returning energy to the soil and supporting new plant growth, which in turn sustains the next generation of herbivores. The death of one animal directly supports the lives of many others, creating a continuous cycle of renewal. Ultimately, these epic showdowns are not about conflict for its own sake, but about maintaining the intricate balance of nature. The python, the cobra, the lion, and the porcupine each play a unique and vital role in this ancient drama. Every struggle, every victory, and every defeat contributes to the resilience, diversity, and dynamism of the natural world. These interactions are a powerful reminder of the deep interconnections that bind all living things, forming a web of life that supports biodiversity at every level. The battles themselves are the very essence of wildness, dynamic, unpredictable, and essential for the survival of countless species. This beautiful, sometimes brutal, and always necessary dance has shaped the diversity and balance of life on Earth for millions of years, ensuring that the savanna and all ecosystems remain vibrant and full of life. In the endless expanse of the savanna, survival often depends not just on speed or strength, but on the art of remaining unseen. Here, camouflage is a silent weapon, an evolutionary masterpiece that helps both predator and prey tip the odds in their favor. Countless animals have evolved astonishing ways to blend into their surroundings. The tawny coat of the lion mirrors the golden grasses, allowing it to stalk within meters of its prey before being noticed. For the leopard, dappled patterns break up its outline amidst the flickering sunlight and shadow of acacia trees, making it nearly invisible to both prey and rival predators. But camouflage is not reserved for hunters alone. The savanna's herbivores are equally skilled in the art of disguise. The newborn impala, with its muted brown coat, remains motionless among the undergrowth, becoming all but invisible to searching eyes. Even the massive African buffalo relies on its dark, earthy coloring to melt into the shade, evading the gaze of hungry lions. Some species have taken camouflage further, adapting behaviors to enhance their disguise. The nightjar, a ground-nesting bird, sits perfectly still, its mottled feathers indistinguishable from the dry leaves and dust. Even as danger approaches, it trusts in its cryptic appearance, a living illusion among the debris. These natural cloaks are not accidental. Over countless generations, individuals with the best camouflage have survived to pass on their genes, refining these techniques into the breathtaking adaptations we see today. Camouflage allows predators to approach without being detected and gives prey the precious seconds needed to escape. The evolutionary significance is profound. Effective camouflage can mean the difference between life and death, shaping not only the fates of individual animals, but also the flow of energy through the entire ecosystem. It fuels the arms race between hunter and hunted, driving innovation and diversity in the animal kingdom. In the quiet moments between the savannah's epic battles, it is camouflage, the art of becoming invisible, that often decides who lives to see another dawn. These hidden masters remind us that sometimes the greatest strength lies not in being seen, but in vanishing into the wild tapestry of life. As the blazing sun sinks below the savanna horizon, the golden grasslands transform into a world of shadows and whispers. Nightfall does not bring peace. It signals the beginning of a new hunt, one ruled by creatures uniquely adapted to the darkness. The savanna's nighttime predators are masters of the unseen. The lion, often thought of as a daytime hunter, is most formidable under the cover of night. Its eyes, equipped with a reflective layer called the tapetum lucidum, catch even the faintest glimmers of starlight, allowing it to see 6 times better than its prey. With darkness as their ally, lions move silently, coordinating in groups to surround and ambush unsuspecting animals. But lions are not alone in this nocturnal domain. The spotted hyena, with its acute sense of hearing, picks up the softest rustle of movement in the grass. Its powerful jaws and relentless stamina make it one of the savanna's most efficient night hunters, capable of running for miles in pursuit of a meal. Leopards, the silent assassins of the night, rely on stealth and patience. Their spotted coats blend seamlessly with the dappled moonlight and shadow, allowing them to stalk close before launching a swift, silent attack from above or behind cover. Even the smallest hunters are transformed by night. The African civet, with its keen sense of smell and excellent night vision, scours the undergrowth for insects and small vertebrates. Owls, with their silent flight and extraordinary hearing, swoop down on rodents that dare to venture from their burrows. But prey animals are not defenseless. Many, like the impala and wildebeest, rely on heightened senses and group vigilance, taking turns keeping watch while others rest. Some, like the spring hare, have evolved to leap great distances in unpredictable zigzags, evading predators in the darkness. Others, such as the bush baby, use their enormous eyes to spot danger and their agility to vanish into the treetops. Adaptations for darkness are as varied as the animals themselves. Enhanced night vision, acute hearing, silent movement, and cryptic behavior, each predator and prey is locked in an evolutionary dance, striving to outwit the other beneath the cloak of night. In these hours, the savanna is alive with invisible battles and silent chases, an ancient contest played out beneath the stars. For those who thrive in the darkness, survival depends on the perfect balance of stealth, senses, and the ability to vanish even when the world is watching. As dawn breaks and the coolness of night fades, the savanna's lifeblood emerges in plain sight, the waterhole. More than just a source of hydration, it is the stage upon which daily dramas of survival unfold, an arena where predator and prey, strong and vulnerable, converge under the relentless African sun. The waterhole draws a procession of animals, each with its own needs and strategies. Elephants arrive first, their sheer size and numbers granting them priority access. Their presence is commanding, and even the boldest predators keep their distance. Zebras and wildebeest gather in herds, eyes wide and ears twitching, constantly scanning for danger as they cautiously approach the edge. They know that the waterhole is both a sanctuary and a trap. Stealthy crocodiles lurk just beneath the surface, waiting for a moment of carelessness. A single misstep can turn a peaceful drink into a desperate struggle for life. Antelope and gazelles, aware of the lurking danger, take quick, shallow sips before darting back to safety. Predators, too, are drawn to the congregation. Lions and leopards linger in the shade, watching and waiting for the weak, the young, or the distracted. Sometimes a pride of lions will ambush a herd at the water's edge, using the chaos and confusion to isolate their quarry. Hyenas and wild dogs circle the periphery, ever alert for an opportunity to snatch a meal or scavenge a leftover. But competition is not limited to predator and prey. Even among herbivores, tension simmers. Hippos jostle for territory, their territorial bellows echoing across the water's surface. Buffaloes display their dominance with powerful stares and posturing, while smaller animals wait patiently for their turn, always on guard. Survival at the Waterhole is a delicate dance, a test of patience, vigilance, and timing. Each animal must weigh its thirst against the ever-present risk. Some come in numbers, relying on safety in the crowd. Others visit at dawn or dusk, seeking the cover of low light. Every visit to the water's edge is a gamble, a moment where instinct, caution, and courage collide. In the heart of the savannah, the Waterhole is more than just a pool of water. It is a crucible of life, where alliances are tested, rivalries ignited, and the eternal struggle for existence plays out, day after day, beneath the watchful eyes of the wild. In the shadow of every hunt and the aftermath of every battle, an often overlooked force emerges to restore balance: the Scavengers. These resourceful creatures, hyenas, vultures, jackals, and marabou storks, are the savannah's cleanup crew, playing a vital ecological role in the cycle of life and death. Scavengers are nature's recyclers. They arrive swiftly at the scene of a kill, guided by sharp eyesight, powerful noses, or the telltale calls of others. Vultures spiral high above, scanning for the slightest movement or a flash of white bone. Hyenas, with their powerful jaws and keen intelligence, can break down even the toughest remains, consuming bones and sinew that others leave behind. Jackals and marabou storks, smaller but equally efficient, dart in to snatch morsels before the larger competitors claim their share. These animals are more than opportunists. They are essential to the health of the ecosystem. By devouring carcasses, scavengers prevent the spread of disease and return vital nutrients to the soil, nourishing future generations of grass and prey. Their presence ensures that nothing goes to waste, and that the savannah remains vibrant and clean. But the life of a scavenger is not without peril. Competition is fierce. A single carcass can attract dozens of hungry mouths, and disputes erupt in a flurry of wings, teeth, and shrill cries. Sometimes predators guard their kills jealously, forcing scavengers to wait patiently for their turn, or to risk a daring snatch and grab while the hunters are distracted. Interactions between scavengers and predators are complex. Hyenas may challenge lions for a fresh kill, their cackling calls echoing across the plains. Vultures, unafraid, will descend in a swirling cloud as soon as it's safe, stripping a carcass bare in minutes. In these moments, alliances shift and hierarchies are tested as each species navigates the fine line between risk and reward. In the grand mosaic of the savannah, scavengers are the unsung heroes, maintaining the delicate balance of life, death, and renewal. Their constant vigilance and tireless work ensure that the wild remains in harmony, long after the dust of the hunt has settled.